What's up, BFFs? Welcome back to my channel. I am doing as I said, and I said I was gonna pump some videos out this weekend. That's what I'm doing. So I actually just got in the house and me and Child was having a conversation, and basically this has been a story that I've been wanting to tell. I just wanted to wait for him to tell it, but I said why not? I could just tell the story on my own. There was a point in time where Child and I was not going to be together. Like, that was just very clear. I got Child's permission to tell this story, so I'm going to tell it. Child and I got together officially in 2010. We were, from what I thought we were going somewhere. Okay, first of all, let me just tell you how Child bamboozled me, okay? I thought when I met Child, because it seemed like he had it going on, I thought when I met Child, we would be married in like 2 years. Like, I just knew we were going to be married by the time I turned 20. I met him at 18. By the time, I just knew we was going to be married. By the time I turned 20, I was going to have kids at 22. Like, I just kind of had it all mapped out. And little did I know, it was a whole lot going on his end. Oh yeah, by the way, guys, I hope you grab me a drink, because got my little ghetto Long Island. It's just Henny and iced tea. So anyway, I thought that we were going to be it. Like, I thought this was it for me. Like, this was it, especially after I lost my virginity. Like, when I don't want to say lost my virginity, but when I decided that Child was going to be the one to, that I was going to give my virginity to, I just knew we were going to get married. Fast forward, like, maybe the second year in our relationship, I just kind of felt like we weren't going anywhere. Like, I kind of felt like we were very stagnant. Child never had a girlfriend, so things that I was used to in a relationship, he really was just learning, like trying to get the hang of things. And maybe, like, looking back now, I can see that maybe I tried to rush the situation way before we were even ready, or we were even able to comprehend what a real relationship took. You know, the effort that a real relationship took. I was just kind of being so tempted by everything else that was going around me. Everybody else in relationships, they were already having children. I knew I wanted to be married first, but I knew that we had to get to a point of growing before that could even be a thought. And I just felt like we weren't getting anywhere. And a lot of it had to do with I don't even know a way to put this, but basically us just being from two different backgrounds. That had a lot to do with it. And because it's been so long that we've been together, I don't even think of that's like the furthest thing from my memory. But when we first got together, I knew that played into a lot of the reason why I felt like we weren't moving anywhere in our relationship. Aside from other things, my main concern was, is this going to be something worthwhile? Is this going to have some longevity in it? Like, I felt like he did not want to get married. He would say it, but I just wasn't convinced. I felt like we weren't going to ever get married, because honestly, Child talks more about having children than he did being married. I don't know what it is with dudes with that. Like, they quick to make somebody their baby's mama. I hate that word. They're so quick to make somebody their baby's mama, but they do not want to make them their wife. And I just never understood that concept. I'm like, yeah, you do know that you could get a marriage annulled, right? Or you could get a divorce, or whatever floats your boat. A baby, you pretty much is going to be in this person's life for the duration of your child's life, and probably beyond that. You will always have that attachment. A divorce ain't nothing but papers. Like, I just never understood that memo, but it is what it is. I guess that's just this generation and their mindset. Whatever. That's why I always say, like, I was really born from a different era. Like, I really feel like I was born in the wrong era. One day, Child and I had a conversation, and it was like one of those like heart-to-heart conversations. We have these ever so often where we'll just sit in the room with the lights off and just like talk unfiltered, just nothing but truth and honesty. And even though that's how it's supposed to be all times, a lot of times we don't say how we really feel, because we're trying to avoid an argument or confrontation. So what we do is, like, if we ever have these moments, and they're so random, like they're not even planned, they just randomly happen, where we just kind of lay it out on the table, how we've been feeling or whatever. And in this particular conversation, Child low-key confessed that, like, he's not sure his parents really approve of us. And he didn't say it in those words, to be honest. I can't remember verbatim what he said, but it was to the effect of, like, I'm afraid to, like, move forward because I don't know how my parents is going to feel about this. And it, like, shook my soul when he said that, because Like, child don't date in his race. Like, he dates black and Spanish. Like, that was his thing. So for him to say that, first of all, in my head, I'm like, okay, well, maybe it's clicking. Like, maybe he is looking at this as a long-term thing, or maybe it's just like, yeah, this was fun for now, but I can't marry you. And the crazy thing about that is, I have a friend, I had just met her at this time, so we were getting to that friendship level. But I remember she said to me, and this was after we took a break, she said to me, like, are you sure you're not a fantasy? Because like a lot of men of different cultures, different backgrounds, they see black women as a fantasy. They see it as them being exotic or erotic. And, you know, they want to have fun, but they don't want to marry you. And are you sure this is not what you're in? And I remember bringing it up to Child. And in that moment, it kind of, so when he said it, it kind of resonated. I was just like, oh my God, am I just a fantasy? Like, is this just fun for now? But he really had no intentions, no real intentions on making this lifelong. And, you know, I was just at a point where I was like, I don't want to chance this. Like, I don't. And if this is not something that we're going to do for real, why are we wasting each other's time? Like, why are we wasting our time? Like, it's somebody that wants you. It's somebody that wants me out there. What are we doing if this is not going anywhere? And, you know, we took a break. And in my head, like, it was so hard to convince myself that we weren't going to be together. Because when we said we were going to take the break, in my head, I'm like, I'm not getting back with this guy. Like, but I had to say we were going to take a break to make myself feel better, to make him feel better. But in my head, I knew that I could not get back with this person because, first of all, he doesn't even know if his parents approve. It's clear that he wants his parents' approval, even though he says to me, like, I don't care what they think, I love you type of deal. But this is how he feels. So I can't look forward to it being a future with us if this is how, you know, this is how he feels. And like, his parents are older and they're traditional, and that was just no changing. So I had to convince myself that I was not attracted to him anymore. I had to convince myself that we were not going to be together. But our relationship was so, like, bulletproof almost. We were still, like, even though we were on a break, we would be on the phone all day long still. I would go on dates. He says he ain't going on no dates, but he confessed to me in one of them talks a couple months ago that he did go on a date. But anyway, I would go on dates, and I would tell him what, like, I would literally call him, like, on my way back home. Like, oh, yeah, I just went out with the blah, blah, blah. Like, that was our relationship. It was very weird, but that was our relationship. But we were not sexually active. Like, we were not going out on dates, but we were talking all the time, like, every single day. I don't think we went 48 hours without speaking to each other in some form. And whether it's social media, text, on the phone, like, we had to be in contact with each other. We were on the break for a good 2 or 3 years. I want to say 2 years. Because, yeah, we were on the break for 2 years. Because we broke up in 2013. We got back together in 2015. So I was dating. And I was, like, just living my best life. And it was like whatever. Like, I was making new friends. Like, I was meeting people. I was going on trips. Like, I was living my best 21, 22, like 23-year-old life. I really was. And it was good. And looking back, I needed that. Because I think if I never experienced that, I would have always wanted to know what it was like to date other people and to have intimate relationships and to talk to people and just to, you know, just to experience other people. I feel like maybe look like I probably would have resented that if I were to jump straight into a marriage when I just mentally wasn't ready for it. I thought I was, but I wasn't. So I started, you know, talking to people. Some people I was taking seriously. One person in particular, I thought we were going to go somewhere. Like, I really did. And he was older. And everything was going okay. Like, everything was going, for the most part, all right. And Child knew of this person because I would not post him on my Instagram. But, like, if I post a picture of, like, a meme or something that was, like, to a like personal situation, I would tag his name or whatever. I remember one meme in particular I posted. I think it was like a dude laying up on some girl's butt, and it said, "This could be you, but you playing." And I reposted that and then tagged the guy, and then Child sent me a screenshot like, "Oh, word, like, this is what we doing." And it kind of caught me off guard because I was so caught up in, we're not gonna get back together, so I really don't care. And I'm pretty sure in his head, he's like, yo, I'm going to get my girl back. So when he saw that, I'm sure that hurt his feelings. And I felt bad. And like when I did it, I wasn't even thinking. Then when he sent it to me, I was like, oh, shoot. Like, let me delete this. Okay, whatever. So me and this guy, we were talking, like I said. I thought things were going great. I went to Miami. First of all, I went to Puerto Rico. And then literally 2 weeks after I came back from Puerto Rico, I went to Miami. Like I told you, I was traveling. I was just really living my life. Coming back from Miami, this was in 2015. We weren't talking as much. And it was almost like, I mean, let's just be honest. Like when he wanted to hang, it was always at his house. Like it wasn't like a date type of situation. Like we would go on dates, we would go out to dinner. It wasn't that type of situation. If you catch my drift. So, I kind of like, I didn't like that at all. So he just really fell back. Like he fell back. But it was very weird because like, he would get upset about certain things. Like I remember one time I posted a picture. I was in a club with my cousin celebrating her birthday. And it was a dude like far off in the photo, but you could still see him. And I'm posing in a picture like minding my business. And I posted the picture and I knew the dude, but like I didn't know him on that type of level. This is one of my cousin's close friends. So he saw that picture and he sent that to me and was like, yo, who is old dude in the back? And I'm just like, he's like 15 feet away from me. I don't even know how he was still in the shot, to be honest. But it wasn't that. I think he was moving. Like he was like, it was kind of like blurred. Like he was moving out of the frame, but they snapped the picture. Whatever the case was, I liked the picture, so I kept it. I posted it. He felt away. And I was like, you're not even like trying to take me out or anything like that, but you're catching feelings because you think somebody was in the that was in the photo was trying to talk to me. Like I didn't understand that. So anyway, let's fast forward because y'all know I could be long-winded. So like I said, I went to Puerto Rico, went to Miami, came back from Miami, and it was around Memorial Day weekend. And we were supposed to see each other, but we didn't. And I don't know what happened. I think he just kind of like stopped texting or whatever. It was just something really stupid. So I ended up Memorial Day came. I'm like all over the place because Labor Day just passed, Lord. Memorial Day came and my cousin had a cookout. And went to the cookout and I was feeling so good. I was looking good. Like I just knew, like I was really feeling myself. And I go on Instagram and this guy posts a picture with a woman and they're very much in love. Like very much in love. And he tagged her. I forgot what the caption said, but when I saw it, like my heart just dropped and I was just like, that's why you've been so, like, non-responsive. Are you farting? Dallas. Come on now. Come on. Oh, God. Sorry. Oh, Lord. Don't look at me like that. You stink. Ooh. So, anyway, the bulldogs just be farting. They don't care. So I couldn't believe it, right? So I closed out of Instagram. I was just like, wow, like, did I really just see that? Mind you, I was looking forward to seeing him. So when I saw that, and he was clearly with somebody. So I opened the Instagram back up. I clicked, because he had the nerve to tag her. So I clicked her picture, her page. And sure enough, they had photos. I mean, out the hoo-ha. Like, they had photos from weeks ago, from months ago. And I'm just like, wow, like, okay, I see you. I see you. I was hurt. I was hurt mainly because I thought that, wow, this would kind of solidify me being over a child if I were to take this to another level with this individual. And, you know, and then I'll be ready for whatever, you know, life brings me type of deal. So I was hurt because of that. And I was hurt just on like GP. Like, you could have told me you had a situation. Like, you're giving me all these mixed signals. You're making me think we're something that we're not. Like, it was just kind of, and honestly, he was just too old to be acting like that. I was really hurt. And I went into the bathroom. I remember going into her house, going to the bathroom and crying just from embarrassment. Just from, mind you, this is the same dude that I was tagging and memes and things like that. So I was embarrassed and I was really hurt. And in that moment, I could have called my best friend. I could have called my mom. I could have called my dad. I could have called my cousin. But the only person that I really felt like could save me in that moment was Child. And I didn't want to talk to nobody. I'm about to cry, but like, I didn't want to talk to anybody else because I just needed like my best friend. I needed child. I really did. And I text him and I'm just like, hey, mind you, I hadn't spoken to him in days because I had just came back from Miami. And I text him, I think this was like, yeah, the longest that we didn't talk. It was just a couple days, like 3 or 4 days. But I text him and I'm like, hey, are you busy? And he was like, no, I'm at home. What's up? And I'm just like, I'm about to lose it. I really need somebody to talk to. And without hesitation, he was just like, I'm on my way. Where you at? Like, send me your location. What's the address that you're at? And I was shocked that he was even that responsive. But child just naturally has such a good heart that I think that's why my go-to was like call child, because I knew he would be there for me in that moment. As crazy as the moment was, the fact that I needed him, I knew he would be there. He literally dropped everything and came to me. And he texted me, he got outside, and I went in the car. I was hurt, and he could tell that I was crying. And it hurt me to tell him why I was crying. And I could tell that he was hurt hearing the reason why I was upset. But he said, yo, that guy's a jerk. Like, he's an asshole. Like, he said it just like that. And he could have been like, yo, get out of my car. Like, you coming in here, you had me drive all the way over here. You told me about some other, like, get out. But he didn't say that. And he didn't treat me that way. And he was literally like my savior in that moment. He really was my emotional, like, Superman. Because he gave me the comfort and the assurance that I needed in that moment, because I felt so low. I felt so humiliated. And, yeah, he just, and I don't know how it happened. It's kind of fuzzy, the conversation, but it's crazy as it sounds. 30 minutes into that conversation, mind you, was still parked out of my cousin's house. I knew that this was my chance, and I had to say to him, like, I'm sick of this. If you ready to make this work, and I mean really make this work this time, like, I'm ready. And he was like taken back. He was like, what? Like, because mind you, this whole time that we've been on this break, I have been like team no child. Like, no, like, you cool, but no, I'm moving on. Like, I'm not attracted to you. Like, none of that. And in that moment, it kind of shocked me. He was like, are you serious? And I wanted to be like, no, because I was afraid that he would be like, bitch, I'm not about to, no, you good. Go ahead, go over there with the dude. Like, no. But he didn't. And he was like so like just genuinely grateful. I can tell in his body language, the way he reacted when I said it, like that it was genuine. And he was like, wow, like, yeah, like, yes. I mean, you know how long I've been waiting to hear that? And in that moment, like, I knew, like, this is really the man for me. Like, this is it. Like, I've tried, and this is it. Like, this is the person that God wants me to be with, because what other man would accept somebody that tried to, like, literally, like avoid them? What man would accept that? And, like, sincerely, not on no, because he could have did it and just played me out and like, yeah, I'm going to show her. But he just really, he really wanted this to work. And, you know, 3 years after that, he made me his fiance. He kept his promise. And it was just like, wow. Like, sometimes I think, like, what if we just kind of, like, stuck it through and didn't have that break? But I don't think we would be where we are. I really don't. And I think that that break was necessary. And I could attest, like, when I get people ask me questions all the time, like all the time, like, how do you feel about going back and looking back in the past, and you know, should I give somebody a chance? And I just feel like I'm not one to be like, oh no, girl, don't go back, because I went back. But I went back, and it was worth me going back. I feel like a woman would know. We have this thing called intuition, and we would know when something is worth our while. And we're not stupid. Like, we see the red flags. If it doesn't make sense, girl, don't do it. But if you do it anyway, that's on you, sis. Like, I can't feel sorry for you. So if it makes sense and you really believe in them, and what they're telling you is matching what they're showing you, by all means, like, this is meant to be. And that's exactly how I felt in that moment. And, you know, like, I shared this story to say that I almost lost my soulmate. Like, I really did. And you know somebody is your soulmate when you could like be no makeup, no wig, just like in your most natural setting, and he still calls you beautiful. Like, I could be walking around the house and child be like, babe, you still got your makeup on? And I'm like, no. He's like, wow, you're beautiful. Like, just randomly. And you can't pay for that. I can't pay for that type of feeling. And the crazy thing is, in the beginning of Child and I getting back together, I would get snaps from this dude. Mind you, he's still with this girl. But I would get snaps from him like, yo, let's have an affair. Like, honest to God, I would get snapped. Let's just, nobody gotta know it. And I'm like, no, I'm good. Like, I'm good. I got a man. Thank you. I had to block him. So like it got to that point, and I'm like, wow, I dodged such a huge bullet. Like, it didn't make any sense. And I was so grateful that God really gave me a chance again, because you don't get them chances. You just don't. Once you lose on your soulmate, like, it does not come that often. So for God to place Child back in my life, to keep him there, and to open up Child's heart to accept me, because he thought that I was accepting him, and in all honesty, Child was accepting me. And I can't, it's like, I'm so complete. Like, I really am. So I just wanted to share that with y'all, because I really almost lost my soulmate. I probably wouldn't even be nobody's fiance had I been on the track that I was going, like dating just randomly, going out on dates. Now, don't get me wrong, I love the free food. I hate the repetitive conversations, but I love the free food. But you know, I'm glad that Child saw his wife in me, and I'm glad that things happened the way, I mean, I'm not glad it happened because I was hurt, but my reward was so much greater than that risk. So yeah, I hope y'all enjoyed this story time. I know it was a whole lot to digest, but I wanted to inspire somebody else. And if you're in this situation, if you find yourself at a standstill, sometimes a break is necessary. And sometimes a break will help you appreciate the person that you are destined to be with. And it will allow you to miss that person. It'll allow you to see how other people would treat you opposed to that person. And then you would be like, wow, well, maybe I am meant to be with this person. And I don't ever recall a time where I said, like, throughout, like, we've been steady for 3 years, no breakups. But I don't remember a time where I said, I regret getting back with him. I have never said that. And let me knock on some wood. I never hope to say that. But I don't regret getting back with him at all. Like, not an ounce of me is regretful. Like, you don't understand. Like, going to sleep and waking up with my best friend is just a feeling that I wish I could bottle and shelf it and sell it, like, seriously. So yes, guys, I hope y'all enjoy. I don't know when I'm upload this. If I upload this tonight, then I hope y'all have a good night. If I upload this tomorrow, I hope you have a good Monday. But either way, you getting this Sunday and Monday. So if you stuck in here this long with me, if you stuck throughout this story, thank you so much. If you have any comments, questions, or whatever, definitely leave it below, and I will be back with another video. Thank you, guys. I'll see you then. Bye, BFFs.